Hello everyone, my name is Andrew Curtis, an ISSA certified personal trainer here at the FC Fit Club in Oklahoma City. So today we will be discussing exercises for specifically softball, but for softball and baseball. So we'll have Kim, she will be our athlete for the day, she's a shortstop, and we will be discussing the off-season programming, which there's 5 seasons, or periods if you will, to training for softball. You have your competitive season, you have your playoff and tournament season, you have your postseason, off-season, which we'll be working on today again, and your preseason. For today's workout, we will be concentrating on presses, squats, stabilizing muscles, i.e. rotator cuff muscles, very, very important, and trunk exercises. As we know, baseball, softball, torsion sports, meaning we get a lot of movement here when we throw. So we're working on that, but first, before we do any of those exercises, we've got to make sure and get warmed up. How do we get warmed up, you ask? Dynamic exercise. Okay, we're back with our athlete, Kim. We're going to be doing our dynamic warm-up. So we're going to be starting with an alternating high knee. Several things to remember for the high knee, which we're doing stationary, mind you, is we want to keep our core nice and tight, stand up as tall as you can, and bring your knees up as high as you can. So we're going to complete this exercise for about 30 seconds, 45 seconds if you like, somewhere in that range. Good. Next, we will go into a heel kick. So what you want to do with the heel kick, again, you're going to stand up nice and tall, engaging that core, keeping the knees pointed down towards the ground, engaging the hamstrings, kicking the heel up towards the glute. And again, complete this exercise roughly 30 to 45 seconds. Right. So we've completed 2 exercises in our dynamic warm-up. Next, we will have a quarter to a half squat with a backstroke. Continue to warm up the legs, hips, shoulders. So feet approximately shoulder width apart. Allow the hips to glide back through the squat and backstroke just like you're in a pool. So be mindful, don't let the knees track out past the toes. We want to get that good hip movement. And we'll complete this approximately 20 total repetitions. And next, we will go into a windmill. And you want a wide base on this with your feet. So keep those knees soft, don't lock knees, we don't lock joints out, okay? Very, very key. So arms spread wide, and you're going to hinge at the waist while reaching towards the other foot. It's okay if you cannot reach your foot. Not everyone is Gumby. So do with what you can, engage that core nice and tight, come back up, alternate to the other side. And again, we'll do this for approximately 20 repetitions total. Okay, so our first exercise we're going to do is the bench press. Straight bar bench, so nothing fancy. Been around, tried and true, tested. Great exercise. Remember, we are in off season. We're not going heavy. We are going to do more repetitions, lower weight. So for the purpose of this exercise or this workout, we're looking for 3 sets, 10 repetitions apiece. So with the bench press, things to remember. Always, first of all, have a spotter. So we do not lift weights, especially things that are over our body that could fall on us because gravity is guaranteed. Make sure you take safety precautions. When you're under the bench, grab a little wider than shoulder width apart. I use the lines on the bar and put my ring finger along the line. For the grip, it's recommended to wrap the thumb all the way around. For control of the bar, you want your feet placed firmly on the ground, flat on the ground. Tighten through your core, stabilize. We have to have everything stabilized. A little squeeze of the shoulder blades together. Unwrap. We will have our athlete demonstrate several repetitions. Remember, we're doing 10 repetitions. Assist the athlete with the load. Smooth and controlled. Don't forget to breathe, keeping that core tight. Arms about a 45-degree angle. Good. Okay. So now we're on to squats. For our athlete's purposes, she's had trouble with hip movement, so I don't feel comfortable putting her on an open squat, a front squat, having a bar on her back. We don't feel comfortable with that. So we're gonna help get some hip movement patterns out of this, because why we train movement patterns, the muscles will follow. So we need to train that movement pattern, get it, that muscle memory connection or neuromuscular connection to promote proper movement patterns. This is a ball squat. And so what we'll do, you'll notice stability ball up against the wall, backs up against it, feet slightly out at an angle. So we don't want them directly under the athlete. So we'll have approximately shoulder width. You can go a little bit wider if need be. And then we will take the glutes and hips down towards the floor. Now what you will tend to see, and then raise back up, we're going to be doing 5 sets, approximately 8 to 10 reps. So sometimes you'll see the hips start to track back, or the glutes track back towards the wall. Head comes forward. We do not want this. We want to stay upright. Keep the torso engaged, the core engaged, so that we're working those leg muscles, hip muscles, glutes, the muscles that need to engage in order to properly do the squat. Keeping a good 3 points of contact on the feet, so we don't want to go up on the toes or rock way back on the heels, lose our balance, get unstable. Time for some stabilization. We're going to work into the rotator cuff muscles. So very important. You can get a lot of concentration on your deltoids, your triceps, your biceps, all these big glory muscles. We have to have stabilization in our joints to get good movement patterns. So what we're going to do is it'll be a high row to an external rotation. Do not go heavy on this. This is not meant to be heavy weight. And we'll complete approximately 10 to 12 exercises or repetitions. So, very important again, nice firm base, soft on the knees, core is engaged, the movement is here. The head of the humerus rotating. And you will feel this along the back right through here. All right, continuing on with the rotator cuff muscles. So we'll have another external rotation. It will be down low. Again, not heavy weight. We're using a little green band here. It's plenty. So keep the arm tight up against the body. The movement right here. And again, 10 to 12 repetitions per arm. You notice the shoulder raised up. We don't want to raise the shoulder up. We don't want to engage other muscles. we want that rotation of the humerus in the shoulder socket. And again, don't take the elbow away. If you need to get a towel, you can place a towel up underneath your arm and it will help to keep you stabilized. All right, here we are again. Rotator cuffs. Why? It's quite a group of muscles. Your sits muscles, your supraspinatus, your infraspinatus, your teres minor, and your subscapularis. Say that 4 times fast. So again, we have Kim here. We're going to do an internal rotation now. Cues are very similar. Make sure we are keeping this arm tucked up against the body. Again, you can get a towel, place it under there while you do the exercise, so you have to squeeze it. So keeping the shoulders down. Don't come up into here. We're using muscles we don't want to use. So lightweight. You can also do this with a dumbbell if you need to. I like the bands. As you get towards your end range of motion with the band, the resistance becomes greater. Continue this 10 to 12 repetitions per arm. And we'll repeat this for 3 sets. Keeping everything stable here, elbow tight. There we go. All right. Continuing on through our workout. Now we have a Pallof press to twist. Again, we have a band. We've upped the band a little bit. Our obliques are strong muscles, and it can take quite a few repetitions to get them fired up. So you're going to want to have a firm base, soft knees again. Why? Because we don't lock out our joints. So a little tuck in the hip, pelvis forward a little bit. Good solid core. And you will take the band and you will press out away from your body, like so. And then you will twist, allow the hips to rotate through with. The hips rotated through, good. Because why? When we swing it back, what happens? Do we stand there and just throw it out there like that? Or do we let those hips twist with? So, excellent movement for your torsion sports. You get stabilization through the shoulder with the press. Hips, obliques, glutes, all engaged through the process of this exercise. We're going to do a few extra reps on this. We're going to do 20 repetitions. Complete one side, do the other one. On to some core work. Why? Need to be stabilized through our core. It's the key to everything. So we're going to have some dead bugs. What we'll have Kim do is we're going to imagine your back is melted into the floor, lower back. So we don't want a big arch in the back. 90 degrees on the legs. Let's bring down those feet just a smidge. Arms up directly in front like you're walking like Frankenstein. And you're going to take opposite arm, opposite leg towards the floor on approximately a 2 to 3 count. Not everyone has the flexibility in the hip. If you feel your lumbar spine starting to come up off the ground, that's as far as your range of motion is going to allow you to go. But if you do have the flexibility, allow it to go all the way down to the ground, 2 to 3 seconds down, 2 to 3 seconds back up. We'll do anywhere between 6 to 8 reps each side. Let's go ahead and get that other side. Again, be very mindful. Make sure we're keeping that back in full contact with the ground. Don't rush through these exercises. These are not fast. We get a good concentration, pulling that belly button in towards the spine, engaging that core, transverse abdominis, rectus abdominis. Continuing on with our core work, we have curl-ups. Fortunately, Kim has gotten herself into position. One knee up, foot flat on the ground, other leg extended out. So, hands are up right on top of the glute, bottom of the spine, or lumbar spine, if you will. So again, we want back in contact with the ground, and you're going to curl up your torso. Don't roll the head forward. This is a no-no. A lot of pressure on the cervical spine. We don't want to do that. So as you come up, find a spot up above you I like to go with about a 45-degree angle, and you're gonna come up and hold for 10 seconds. At that 10 seconds, relax it back down, take 5 seconds, and then we'll curl back up, raising the foot slightly off the ground. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. And we'll complete 4 to 6 repetitions each side. So we'll go through this, and we go through our core. We can go through 2 to 3 times. So an important part of every workout, stretching. The muscles we've worked, we don't want them to get tight. Flexibility is huge in athletics. If your muscles can't move, they don't do much good. So we're going to do an alternating hamstring stretch. You will start by lying flat on the floor. You will draw one knee in, grab behind the knee or the top of the thigh on the back, the hamstring. Pull it in towards your chest. Extend the leg up, reaching towards the ceiling. See where the hands are? We don't want to grab a hold of the knee. So back flat on the floor. And you're going to hold the stretch for 10 to 30 seconds. Relax it down, back to the starting position, and repeat 2 to 3 times. Don't be in a hurry with your stretches. Mild discomfort is okay, pain is not what we're looking for. Continuing with our stretching, we're on to the supine trunk twist. This is a great exercise for the hips and the spine, 2 very important components, especially for this sport. So what you'll do is lying flat on your back, you'll draw one knee in towards the chest, reach behind the leg up toward the top of the hamstring, or bottom of the hamstring. With the arm, opposite arm from the leg, reach across. Don't grab the knee. Again, the thigh, the quad. Reach your other arm out, away from the body, and draw the leg over, keeping that core nice and tight. Then allow everything to relax. Breathe. Now, hold this stretch. Again, 10 to 30 seconds. And then you'll relax it back over. Return to your starting position. And proceed with the other side, drawing the knee in. Reaching behind at the base of the hamstring. Opposite arm across, grabbing the thigh. Arm out. And over to the other side. As the exercise, as the stretch goes, you can breathe into a deeper stretch, feeling that range of motion increase. Again, 10 to 30 seconds, relax it back out, and return to your starting position. Now we're going to go into a lunge stretch. So what we're targeting the quadriceps and your hip flexors, very important muscles. So you will go into, place one leg forward just like a lunge. Very important to keep that knee over your ankle. Don't let the knee push forward out over the toe. That puts strain on that knee that we don't want. So you're here and you will try to drive your hips forward and down towards the floor. Where do you feel that? That's what we're looking for. So again, with our stretches so far, 10 to 30 seconds. If you want to breathe into it deeper after you've been there for approximately 20 seconds, at that point your muscles realize, hey, I can relax a little bit. I'm not being asked to engage, to to contract. So that 20-second mark. All right, another stretch we have, wall stretch. We're working on the chest and shoulder. So what you'll do is you'll stand 2 to 3 feet away from the wall. Place your hand facing backwards, palm up against the wall, and you'll take a couple of steps forward until you feel that chest opening up. You'll feel the stretch through here. So don't twist the body trying to get more stretch. Let everything stay straight. Again, we're going to hold this for 10 to 30 seconds. So now we will have the across the body shoulder stretch. Nice and firm with the base. Reach the arm across the body. Grab the base of the tricep here and pull in towards your body. Nice enough for our demonstrator here. Make sure we're level. We don't want to get here. You should feel a stretch across your upper back, into your shoulder. Again, holding for 10 to 30 seconds. Repeat on the other side. Keep the arm straight. Don't let the arm bend. Reaching across. Thank you guys. We hope you've enjoyed the video. Again, I'm Andrew Curtis, FC Fit Club, certified ISSA personal trainer. I hope some of this has given you some insight into what to do for off-season training. That's just one part of a microcycle through your 10 to 12 week training program. So there's some exercises, some stretches, dynamic warm-ups to help you get where you need to be. The off-season is a very important time, building that foundation so that you can become the athlete you want to become. Thank you.